What are the 72 genders?
See, bro, that all that stuff is subjective.
Whoa.
It changes. There's no pseudo. That's pseudoscience, bruh.
Okay,
This
you ready?
that's
Agender. Agender. So that's not having a gender or identifying with a gender. They may describe themselves as being gender neutral or genderless. So what do you think about that? Agender.
I don't know what that is. Even hearing the explanation, I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, but it's a person basically that doesn't have a gender. They may describe themselves as being gender neutral or genderless. So they don't feel like anything. They don't feel like a male or a female. They feel like
Like I can't
nothingness. I guess
I can't even begin to wrap my mind around such a complex situation. Because how can't you feel? I don't know how you can feel like nothing.
I don't know neither, but I tell you one thing, is to be respected. Let's just know that. Okay, so bigender, the next one. A person who fluctuates between traditional male and female gender based behaviors and identities. You know what's crazy? I don't know. I know many bisexual people, but now I think I also know many bigender people who have nothing to do with their sexuality. It's just that at different times they may what's the word?
Exhibit.
Describe themselves or feel like female or male at different times. At least I think so because they act like it.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
bigender.
guess
Yeah,
that shit is confusing by
yeah,
gender.
yeah,
So I guess some days you feel. I guess that's. I guess you can. I
yeah.
guess you wake up. Some days you feel strong, so you masculine. Some days you wake up. Like, are those two related though? Like, I don't think that's related. I don't think behavior and traits are related to gender. So see, I'm confused. I don't. Cause I'm about to say some days you wake up like feeling strong, so you masculine. Some days you feel a little more dainty,
All
so
right,
you
so let's go to the
feminine.
next one. Cisgender, a person whose gender identity and biological sex assigned at birth are the same. For example, they were born biologically as a male
Yes,
and express their gender as a
that
male.
I understand. We're cisgenders.
Cisgender, yeah. Okay,
Correct,
that's easy.
correct. That I know. I know what that
Okay,
is.
we know what that is. Yeah. Okay, so gender expression. That's a gender? Okay, we'll see. The external display of one's gender through a combination of how they dress, how they act, and other factors, generally measured on scales of masculinity and femininity. Gender expression? So is that like a personal thing?
I
Or is that
I
an optical thing like what I see? Like based on
I,
what I see,
I
your
don't.
gender expression is female or
Has
transgender
to be. I
or
mean, because expression is an outward thing, correct?
right.
So if you're expressing it, it has to be the way it's interpreted. So, guess is that the way you look, the way you carry yourself? Are you wearing Timberlands and a white beater? Like, what are the
No, that just
outward?
makes you black. That doesn't have anything to do with your gender. Okay, so next one. Gender fluid, a mix of boy and girl. A person who is gender fluid may always feel like a mix of two genders traditionally, but may feel more man some days and more woman other days. So why isn't gender fluid and bi gender the same thing?
Because it's confusing. Yes,
Yeah,
that's what I be. That's
I
what
would
I. That's
I
what I
would mix
get.
those two together.
I need to put those in the same group.
That's
They'd have been in the
redundancy.
same bracket.
Right. Okay.
He said it's redundant.
Okay. So genderqueer, one word. This is all new to me, man. I love learning new things, man. A gender identity label often used by people who do not identify with being a man or woman, or as an umbrella term for many gender non-conforming or non-binary identities. What?
The My problem is the explanation leaves you more confused than you were from the beginning because I have zero clarity even after hearing that definition.
Yeah. Well, this is a person from what I'm gathering. They don't identify with being a man or a woman.
See, my problem is a lot of these terms, they just come out the air sometime, and like
It's a whole dictionary right here. This
it depends on what
people
group,
like really thought about this stuff.
what group you subscribe to determine what terms you recognize. Like I don't think everybody in that community recognize all those terms. That's what's so weird.
Well, I mean, come on. If you're going to be a part of the community, you should at least you should at least know the one that you are. That's all. I mean, we don't know the other ones, right? That's not fair.
Correct. You know the one you are.
Right.
I don't think it's like I don't think they study and learn all the others that's involved in that same umbrella.
We're going to talk about right here. There's 72 of them. 72 of them. Intersex. A person born with a reproductive or sexual anatomy that doesn't seem to fit the typical definitions of female or male. For example, a person might be born appearing to be a female on the outside, but having mostly male typical anatomy on the inside. So I don't know too much. Would that be considered? What is that considered?
I don't know.
Like what is hermaphrodite? I don't. Yo, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm trying to figure shit out.
Hey,
to me, that seems like transsexual, like trans. The way that sounds like transgender. See, for example, a person might be born appearing to be a female on the outside.
Okay.
But mostly having typical male anatomy on the inside. So that prefix usually means between.
He said that prefix usually means between.
So that's like between sex. That's how.
Yeah, I think between genders.
Yeah, so I'm gonna leave that one alone because I have no idea.
Like maybe you got a little mixture. Yeah, I don't know.
This is
you gotta know the mixture ratio
stuff on the podcast. So we have no idea what we're talking about. We're just trying to figure this stuff out. So just bear with us. So gender variant. Someone who either by nature or by choice does not conform to gender-based expectations of society.
Gender variant? I don't know.
So I think someone who either by nature or by choice does not conform to gender-based expectations of society. So a gender variant person would be like maybe a female who is a contractor? A truck driver? I don't know. I don't know.
He said
like, these things are so broad.
It is. It's not definitive.
Oh my God. Mix. I guess MX dot. Like you have Mr., Mrs. It's a title.
Okay.
That is gender neutral. Pronounce mix. Similar
I've
to
never heard of that.
It's often an option of choice for folks who do not identify as cisgender. So when I write letters to people from now on, just so I can just get it right, I'm just gonna leave the M and I'm gonna leave a space underneath. Like you fill in whatever is supposed to be there because I don't know. Because you don't want to offend anybody. You know what I mean? Because I heard that this is the big thing. You can't mess this up. You mess this up, it's a big problem. You know, you mess up somebody's gender. It's only.
I think it's really only a issue for people trying to be extra. Because let's say tomorrow I decide to identify as female. How would you know that when you greet me? You look at me. I look manly on the outside. You have no way of knowing. I identify as a female. So if you misidentify me and says, "Hey, sir, how you doing?" My appropriate response should be, "Oh no, I'm sorry, I identify as female." And then your appropriate response would be, "Oh, I'm sorry, nice to meet you." Like that's how it goes in the same person. For me to go from 0 to 10 when you don't know, I think you're being an asshole.
All right. So third gender. Third gender, a term for a person who does not identify with either man or woman, but identifies with another gender. This gender category is used by societies that recognize 3 or more genders, both contemporary and historic, and is also conceptual term meaning different things to different people who use it. So third gender. This is
I don't know, but it reminds me of that little girl. I was reading an article the other day. This teacher got fired. She was a substitute, and she got fired because when she walked into a class, she kept hearing a little girl make cat sounds. And she tried to figure out why the little girl was making cat sounds. The other kids in the class says she identifies as a cat. You have to address her as a cat. If not, she's going to be upset because she identifies as a cat. So the teacher says, "Well, I don't see no litter box, so I ain't dressing nobody as no cat." Teacher thought it was funny. Mm-hmm. She got fired. And she got fired because she didn't properly identify the young lady who identified herself as a cat.
I told you, this stuff is serious. This stuff is serious, man. This stuff is serious. And then I guess this would this be the most famous gender right now? According to articles and everything else, the more popular gender or trending gender. And this is the big one. Transgender.
I think they're gonna make you stand in the corner when you say popular. Like everybody's about to go cop some transgender boots. Like, hey, yo, how you gonna say popular?
I think it's the most trending gender there is right now. Transgender. Would you
Maybe most misunderstood. Maybe that's what it is.
Right.
Maybe that's why it's popular, because it's misunderstood.
Trending, whatever you want to call it.
Trending.
You put transgender in, the green arrow's going up. That's all I'm saying. It's not going down. You know how to have that trending arrow is going to be up in the green. So transgender, a person who lives as a member of a gender other than that expected based on sex assigned at birth. To be honest with you,
that was the most easiest
going through all these other ones. This one seems pretty normal now.
That's why I said I think that was the most easiest one to understand out of all of them.
Right. A person who lives as a member of the gender other than that expected based on sex assigned at birth. Easy. They
pulled out Uno reverse card. Like, I understand what that is.
Right. That one I understand.
Correct.
Right. So like I said, most popular one. The next one will be two-spirit. Is an umbrella term traditionally used by Native American people to recognize individuals who possess qualities of both genders. So somebody who's androgynous like.
Okay. Like a lot of anime characters and John.
Right. So you know what? I think we did pretty good. We went through all of them. Well, I don't know if these are all of them. The article said 75, but these are just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
I guess that's
different genders.
Top 13.
Top 13 genders. Hey, do you know, this is going to sound crazy. Out of all those genders, you know they didn't have female on there?
Or male. I think they just totally exclude those two. And just, I guess they just assume those are a given. Like, we know what those are.
Yeah.
We don't need to figure those out. These are the ones that we need to figure out over here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got to figure that out.